I'm on a manhunt. I have been for 36 hours. Might notice the scenery's changed just a little bit. Riley, why are you in a truck? Why aren't you on your motorcycle? Well, I'll tell you why. If you have seen my video called Stolen Motorcycle, my motorcycle was stolen in New Orleans. Go figure. I have the videos from the hotel. That's what you see on the other video. I've gone to the police. I've given the police the videos. They're not going to be able to help me very much. The reason I say that is they haven't taken a statement from me. They haven't asked for any more information. I've been to their police station 3 times. No detective has reached out to me. When I told them the second time I went there, I said, I'm getting the hotel surveillance footage today. I'll bring it to you. They basically didn't respond, didn't really react. So, anytime I have free time, I am driving around looking for the pickup truck that stole my motorcycle, or the off chance that somebody would be riding around on my motorcycle. I think the truck that took it is a early model, like 2000, 2002, something like that, Toyota Tundra. It looks kind of gray. He's got black wheels and a black toolbox. And if you're from New Orleans and you see that D-bag rolling around, you should send me a message so I can come and politely ask him for my motorcycle back. Actually, what I would do is head that direction and then call the police, and if I see him, just try to tail him too until the police arrive and let them handle it. I'm not a violent person. But the show must go on. So we are still exploring New Orleans. This will be episode 3. I'm not sure which direction we're heading right now, but I'm trying to work on a project where it's actually historical New Orleans. Want to go kind of tell how the place came to be with the Mississippi River. I don't want to give too much information on it. I don't want to spoil it. I also don't want to hype it up. It's going to be how it came to be, the history of it between the French and the Spanish, important people that have come out of it. William Frantz Elementary School was one of the first elementary schools that tried integration, and Ruby Bridges was the only black girl that went to that school. She's got an amazing story. I want to get her book and read that. I've seen the movie, but I want her firsthand account of it. I think that's a really interesting story. I apologize for being in the truck. I know you can't see nearly as much as when we were on the motorcycle, and it's just really not as fun. What are you gonna do? Stuff happens, right? And we can't let that make us a negative person. Bad things happen to everybody. Nobody deserves, bad things happen. I am a lucky person. I've got a lot of opportunities and a lot of great things that have happened to me, and a lot of great things will continue to happen to me. This is just one of those times where it kind of stinks, and we'll make it through it. It was kind of funny. My mom asked me before I left, she said, how are you going to keep from getting it stolen? And I said, oh, I'll get like a bike lock or something and lock it up. Once I got here, the hotel seemed like it was in a nice place, and it was just something that kind of took the back seat for me. It was one of those situations you think, oh, it'll never happen to me, or it's right in front of the hotel, it should be fine. And the crazy thing is, I took a break from work to come back and answer some emails. I actually forgot my hard hat and my safety vest. And I went to the hotel. I arrived at the hotel at 12, and you can see the timestamp on the video is 12:30. Right around 12:30 is when, I guess I should call him suspect. The suspect rolled in and stole my motorcycle. As soon as I noticed it was stolen, I went to the front desk and asked if they had called to get anything towed. And they told me no. And I said, well, I think someone has stolen my motorcycle. And the guy at the front desk said that I needed to call the police or Crime Stoppers or something. So at first I called the police station because it was not a life or death emergency. And I think that 911 should only be used if it's a life or death situation. Phone line was busy. They told me to try calling back later. So then I called 911 out of frustration. She took down the information. She said a police officer will be there soon. Great. Well, I get a phone call at 10:30, I believe, at night. And it's a police officer filling out a report, asking me a few questions, asked what the bike was, when I noticed it was stolen, if I knew who stole it, if I had all of my keys, etc., etc. He hung up, he called me back, he gave me an item number, he hung up, he called back again. He had given me the wrong item number, told me I had 7 days to go to the police station, file out the official report, basically come in and sign saying that I don't know who stole it, I wasn't part of it, it's not fraud, I didn't sell it for drugs and report it stolen. And then this gentleman, he said something that I didn't particularly like, and he told me that I should have had a lock on it and I should have a GPS tracker on it because this is New Orleans, not Asheville, North Carolina, where I'm from. The reason that didn't sit right with me is because I consider that blaming the victim. It just came across to me like, we'll look for your bike, but you shouldn't have let it get stolen. That was the way it came across to me, and I was upset, I was angry, so that's probably why I took it that way. But so then I filled out the paperwork, I came in, and it's one page. It consists of everything that I told them over the phone, literally word for word, and then you flip it over and sign it. And when I turned it in, girl at the desk was on the phone talking about something that didn't pertain to, no, I'm not gonna say that. She was talking on the phone. That's what I'm going to say. She was talking on the phone. When I handed it to her, she said, someone will call you. I tried to say, the hotel has footage, I'm going to go get it. She said on the phone, hold on just 1 second, looked at me and she said, okay. And then she got back up on the phone. Now, in my opinion, someone that was genuinely trying to help me, I would have thought they would have taken down my name, they would have made a note that evidence is coming, asked for an officer to come to the hotel and review the footage with me to find out what is helpful. These are all the reasons that I don't think that the police will be able to find my bike. And again, I'm not trying to say anything bad about the police or the job that they have a difficult job, they have a dangerous job, there's a lot of people that rely on them, and there's a lot of people that give them a hard time. I'm just frustrated because that's my motorcycle. It's my bike, and I don't feel like I'm being helped. So the third time I went to the police station, brought a flash drive and my computer to show the video. On this particular security system, it had what's called .dat files, and they are a pain. So I had to find a converter to convert it. I found a free one, but it would leave advertisement. So that's what you see if you look at the video. That's that red lettering. That's the program that I used. But then I had, on the second camera, there was encoded DAT files. So I purchased a converter for $40 called Wonder Converter. I'll put the link in the description. And guess what? I purchased it. They sent me a registration code and it doesn't work. And so I tried to call them and there's no phone number. And so I sent a support email and they responded with, you need to wait 30 minutes to an hour to make sure it's activated. So I did. Guess what? It still doesn't work. Very frustrating for a $40 program. Okay, so I brought in that footage, and on the file it had the original .dat files, it had the original converted files, and then it had the video that I posted online, the stolen bike video. Because when I first brought it in, he just like held out his hand, and I was like, well, do you have like a folder or something with my case, or are you gonna put this in an envelope that has my item number written on it, anything? Then a detective walks in. The guy at the front desk says, do you have time to talk to this guy? And he said, not really. And I was like, sir, I just want to explain the evidence I have on this flash drive so you know how to use it so it can be most helpful to you. He says, okay. So they plug it into their computer. And I was like, the video is only 8 minutes. It's got a lot of information that will really help. And maybe it's something you can call on the radio that will let you look for this truck. That guy's being a douchebag. So they plug it in, I pull up the edited video, they watch 30 seconds of it. I'm like, dude, this is hotel security cameras. There's good footage on here. Please just look at it. And he says, actually, there's another detective who works East Side Auto Theft. I said, great. He said, she will actually probably call you tomorrow. So it's tomorrow now, and haven't heard, and I don't expect to hear. I just don't expect to hear. Now then, let's talk about insurance. So I called as soon as it was stolen, after I got done with the police, the first round on the telephone. I called them that night and reported it stolen. Somebody will contact you within 24 hours. Well, I waited all day, nothing happened, so I called them this morning. They tell me, well, sir, you only have liability. We can't do anything. That's fair. I only have liability. That's pretty fair. But they told me somebody was going to call me in 24 hours. No call. You know, this also makes me reconsider. I have a nice 1990 Bronco that me and my dad are fixing up. It only has liability because it's so old. That to me means if somebody were to steal it, break it, it's an old vehicle. It has potential for electrical fires, anything. AAA insurance has never really helped me with anything. The other car that I have insured is a 2013 Challenger. So with insurance, unless you have a brand new car and somebody else hits you, that's the only way that they can help. I'm currently shopping for other insurance companies. I wanted to switch around Christmas when my policy was up, but I was heading back to Australia for work, and it was just such a crazy time, and it was so much easier to just call my agent and say, yes, renew me, here's my card number. Going to be calling my agent a little later today to get my money back, because I literally had this motorcycle for 10 days, 10 or 12. And you know, they didn't even, so AAA is like the travel guys. They have huge databases, and they couldn't even, on the phone, all she could say was, we can't help you. You only had liability. We can't help you. Have a nice day. That was the conversation. She couldn't even tell me, hey, you know what? We're going to put this in our database, and we're going to help look for it. Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. You know, even if you can't help, at least say nice things to make me feel not as bad about how much you can't help. Just say, sir, we're doing everything that we can. It's a cool Jeep. Do I stop right here? I guess so. Look at that guy enjoying his motorcycle. I'm so jealous. Did you have it locked up? I can't believe you didn't lock your bike up. No wonder somebody stole it. You didn't lock it. You should have had it locked up. Veteran motorcycle guys that park in apartment complexes or do adventure riding, you know, they can all tell me, you know, man, you should have had it locked up. You should have had a GPS tracker. If you're going to travel that much, if you're going to ride it that far, you should have had a tracker. Yes, I know that now, and there's really no excuse for it. Like I said at the beginning of the video, there's no excuse. That shouldn't be a world that we have to live in. I try to be a positive person and spread positive messages to people. It's just really disappointing when you see, or when something happens to anybody or to yourself, of just really negative actions from other people. I don't know. I understand the world is the way that it is, and there's always going to be poor people, and there's always going to be hungry people, and we can't help everybody. It's just so disappointing to me that this is how it has to be. I know that we can't change it. It's just disappointing and tough, and it is the world that we live in. And I hate that it's unfair that I am more lucky than a lot of other people in the world. I am a lot more lucky than a lot of other people. And I hate that someone that's less fortunate than me or angrier than me, or, wow, this is great. Let's put an arrow at a blind turn. I hate that someone that's less fortunate than me can want to take advantage of, it's not innocence, it's just good faith in humanity. And that guy probably wasn't less fortunate than me. You know, he has a truck, he has friends, evidently, that will call him when there's something that he can steal, and he has a friend that's good enough to be an accomplice of a crime. It's just a shame. It really is. Why did those people wait until the light was green to cross? Seems odd. Well, I was hoping this would be a little more exploring and commenting on the world around me, but I'm still pretty caught up in the unfortunate event that has happened to me, so I apologize. But hopefully you get some good information. I've been researching some security systems, and guys, really get one. Whether you park in your own garage or not, get one. They have really nice ones that they got a key fob that will vibrate and beep when somebody's messing with your bike. It's got proximity alarms on it. If you're locking it up overnight, you know, chain it somewhere, get a good chain. These are all things that you already know, and people will probably say, well, duh, you should have known that. And I get that. I should have known that. I should have taken better care of my stuff, because now I'm just out all the money that I spent on that bike and that I saved up for, and I just feel really bad about it, embarrassed about it that I could let something like that happen. But there are so many other great things that happen in my life that this will not change my attitude. It will not make me a better person. It will make me a smarter person, and hopefully you, by watching this video, you will become a smarter person as well. I hope everyone has a great day and learns from my mistakes.
Bad boys thumping.